Yo, what's good, warriors? Welcome back to Game Review. Today we're diving straight into the medieval hellscape of Doom, the Dark Ages, the ultra-brutal prequel to the Doom series. I got my hands on this game, and holy crap, the badass shield combat, giant mechs, and dragon riding action are insane. But is it worth spending nearly $63 to purchase? If you're as hyped as I am, smash that like button and hit subscribe and follow me until the end of this video. Let's go, rip and tear, or stand and fight. 5. Gameplay. Deep dive, shields, mechs, dragons, and beyond. Let's kick things off with the shield saw because this thing is the heart of Doom, the Dark Ages. When I first grabbed it, I felt like a goddamn juggernaut. You can block incoming attacks, deflect bullets back at enemies, charge into stagger demons, or, my favorite, hurl the shield like a spinning blade of death, cutting through crowds like they're paper. It's like if Captain America decided to trade his shield for a buzzsaw and join a death metal band. The parry system is where it really shines. It's got this traffic light setup. Red attacks mean you dodge, green attacks mean you parry and counter with a devastating follow-up. Nailing a parry, that moment when you block a Cacodemon's fireball and shotgun its face off, feels like you're untouchable. The sound design, the screen shake, the blood splatter, it's pure adrenaline. But here's the big twist, and it's got me torn. Doom Eternal had me zipping around with double jumps and dashes, feeling like a shotgun-wielding ninja. Dark Ages says, forget that, plant your feet and fight. There's no double jump, no dash, just a sprint button and a focus on standing your ground with the shield. When I played, it threw me off at first. I kept trying to dodge like in Eternal, but the game's like, nope, block or die. It's a slower, more deliberate pace, and it took me a solid hour to stop fighting my instincts and embrace the indestructible night vibe. For some, this will feel badass. You're a walking fortress staring down hell itself. But if you're married to Eternal's breakneck speed, it might feel like a downgrade. I'm curious, what's your take? Now, let's talk about the heavy hitters, the Atlan mech and dragon riding. The mech is a 50-story tall monster, and when I climbed in, I was throwing punches that could level buildings, stomping demons into goo, and unloading a machine gun that turned hell into a light show. It's a power fantasy cranked to 11, like piloting a skyscraper with a bad attitude. But after a few fights, I noticed it felt basic. You're mostly mashing punch and stomp with a special move here and there. I wanted more depth, maybe a combo system or environmental attacks like smashing a tower onto a Baron of Hell. Don't get me wrong, it's epic, but it's like eating a killer dessert that's gone after 2 bites. I needed more. Then there's the dragon riding, which sounds like the coolest thing ever. You're soaring through the sky on a cybernetic dragon, spitting fire at demon fortresses and diving into their ruins. When I roasted a cyber demon by blasting flames down its throat, I was screaming, "This is Doom!" But the reality? It's a mixed bag. The dragon's fire feels weak, like you're spitting sparks instead of an inferno. The lock-on targeting is clunky. I missed half my shots because the reticle kept slipping. And the flying fortresses you invade? They're awesome at first, but after the third one, I realized they all looked the same, with near-identical corridors and enemy spawns. These sections are like a sick trailer moment, but they left me hungry to get back to the Slayer's core combat. ID Software, give us beefier dragon weapons in the full game, please. Speaking of combat, the level design is worth a shout-out. I played a sandbox-style stage called The Siege, where you can roam freely, pick your objectives, and hunt for goodies like gold to upgrade weapons, collectible toys, or secret weapon unlocks. It's a fresh twist compared to the linear arenas of Doom, 2016. But here's the catch. Some areas felt repetitive. Enemy camps and those flying fortresses I mentioned, they started blending together with similar layouts and enemy waves. I was craving more variety. Maybe a haunted cathedral or a demon-infested swamp to mix things up. Still, shredding demons in these open zones is pure Doom bliss, and the freedom to explore adds replay value. One final gameplay note, the weapon variety. Beyond the shield, you've got classics like the shotgun, plasma rifle, and a new flail that's like a medieval wrecking ball. Each feels weighty and satisfying, but I noticed the demo leaned heavily on the shield. I hope the full game balances other weapons better, so you're not just a shield-throwing machine. Overall, the gameplay is a bold evolution, but it's not perfect. Yet. 4. Graphics, sound, and atmosphere. A hellish symphony. Visuals, Dark Ages is a gore-soaked feast. Crumbling castles, bloody battlefields, demonic skies, every level pops. Demons are vile, Mancubus is a flesh heap, Hell Priests ooze creepy vibes. Glory kills? Brutal, like slicing demons in 4K. Lighting's intense, lava glows, parry sparks fly. Only gripe, some fortress textures feel flat, needing polish. Still, it's Doom's prettiest yet, smooth on high-end rigs. Sounds a banger. Shotguns roar, demons scream, heavy metal soundtrack channels Mick Gordon's fire. Parry's clang hits hard, music surges in fights, screaming. Atmosphere's unreal. Mowing down demons in a ruined cathedral, I felt like hell's nightmare. Immersive chaos. 3. Story and lore, unraveling the Slayer's past. Doom, the Dark Ages cranks up the story like never before. This prequel digs into the Slayer's origins in Argent D'Nur, the ancient, war-torn world from Eternal's lore. When I played, demo cutscenes teased a blood-soaked epic. The Slayer rising as a legend, battling Hell's forces before his iconic green armor. It's all about betrayal, vengeance, and forging a myth that shakes the underworld. Ruins, altars, and artifacts hint at his deep ties to this doomed kingdom, maybe even to the Hell Priests. For a Doom game, it's got shocking depth, not The Last of Us, but a brutal saga that hits hard. Lore geeks like me, you'll devour the eternal connections. Sentinels, Night Sentinels, the fall of Argent D'Nur. I spotted runes and relics that scream Slayer's past, maybe his rage's roots. My worry? The demo was stingy with story beats. I'm praying the full game delivers a 10-12 hour campaign packed with cutscenes to flesh out this war god's journey. I want to live his legend. Story or demon slaying? What's your jam? 2. Replay value, modding, and community potential. Replay value? The Siege's sandbox gripped me. I replayed endlessly to hunt secrets, unlock weapon upgrades, and conquer brutal difficulties. Earning gold to enhance your arsenal, like powering up the shield, screams replay potential for completionists. But no multiplayer stings. Doom 2016 had deathmatch, Eternal had battle mode, Dark Ages goes solo. I'm dying for co-op or a horde mode. DLC, ID, make it happen. Thankfully, mods steal the show. Doom's legendary community will feast on these sandbox levels, crafting epic custom maps. PC modders will keep this game alive for years. Got wild mod ideas? Share them in the comments. 1. Pros, cons, and final verdict. What's the deal with Doom? The Dark Ages? Pros, the shield saw is a beast, making you unstoppable. Visuals are gore-soaked art, sounds pure Doom fire. Lore's deep sandbox levels feel fresh. Shredding demons? I was a war god, unapologetic Doom. Cons. Stand and fight slows things. Eternal fans might miss the speed. I did. Mech and dragon bits? Epic but shallow, needing more depth. Fortresses repeat, textures need polish, and no multiplayer hurts. Co-op would have killed. Still, ID Software's legit. I bet the final build shines. Against FPS giants, Dark Ages owns raw action. Less tactical than Call of Duty, less story than Metro, but for visceral chaos, it's king. Doom fans or action junkies, this is a must-buy. Bold, bloody, almost perfect. That's my dive into Doom, the Dark Ages. You hyped for the shield or craving Eternal's speed? Mech, dragon, or mods, what's your vibe? Drop it in the comments. Smash like, hit subscribe, ring the bell, share with Doom fans for May 2025 hype. Thanks for watching. See you next time.